It was Celeste.
So I'm to be the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke. A joke, I wonder. So what you're saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him never goes
Look at.
within 10 feet of that shit for brains. That's lazy, worthless, goddamn idiots! Pardonnez-moi. Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Byakuya not feeling too comfortable that you're in the spot right next to her, huh?
No, no. Can I switch? Tag out with one of the signs. Is that so? It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Consider what we've learned so far. It only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? The paper, encountering
The suspicious individual. Or the screaming. They did the screaming.
The second one, I think?
Probably the second one, yeah.
Nah, it was the paper. Celeste had it hidden in her pants, too.
Oh.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush, the adults are talking now.
Sorry?
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual.
Why do you trust
If
him?
we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste had said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Shadow.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us onto the physics lab up on the third floor. She let out a blood-curdling scream. And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what is it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong?
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for our partner to get to work.
Yeah.
Ah. Hifumi. It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up. Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. Was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out just a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead, Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds. I don't believe it. The whole thing was one big act. Hina, you were with Celeste when Ifumi's body disappeared, right? Yeah, I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then that was... She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste? I have no idea what you mean.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy her execution.
Don't bother trying to deny it.
I hope she gets, crushed by poker chips or something.
You made one fatal mistake. Oh, did I? I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I could say that that one little slip-up was your undoing. What are you talking about? I'm talking about what you said after Fumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Wait, she didn't know about it.
Yeah, I pointed that out when
I
it happened.
that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it. And pay attention, Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover the Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us that Fumi had been killed, so Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran to Celeste and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Though I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? You're really not the culprit. You shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Yakuya said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. What is he alluding to?
Why is this so hard? Like, for them, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to copy something. Because this file is useless.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died. And that is all I said. And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
I was trying to slow it down and I hit the wrong thing.
You hit the zoo on by. I don't need to see anything button.
Also, I need to do it the other way around. Fortunately, I caught on to that quickly.
I mean,
I need to use this on her saying those guys, not those guys on this.
wouldn't the Monokuma file be?
No.
Okay.
No, you be quiet.
No, you were right. I was wrong.
For once, this is like the first time you've been wrong all game. That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
How did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations, you know that? Imaginations? You claimed that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took?
Why do you keep going?
How do you explain this picture of the costume villain dragging Kafumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? Celeste put the suit on and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You were the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Yafumi away, One other possibility is if Fumi and the suspect had been drinking, if Fumi and the suspect are dancing. Sometimes they make a challenge. Sometimes they don't. It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robots. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around, due to Celeste. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice it and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away. Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible?
I refuse to say so.
Robo-Justice costume, the message, and the blueprints. Alright, let's do this. You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like a bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way! Alright, this one's really easy.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously.
Didn't we bring up this exact point earlier, but for a different...
Yeah, we did. Wow, Celeste, you're stupid. No, even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic. Oh, they can't bend at the waist. That's right, they totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure it was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was. Why am I suddenly sounding a little bit like...
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate. Checkmate?
Has she got my... Oh my god!
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey Hifumi, who was it who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remember that name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro, it's actually Taro!
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro. But are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that? Celeste looks so innocent right now.
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to him. How did he refer to each of us?
He said for serious a lot.
He said people's last names. I think, is that true? I don't
remember which one.
He always said Miss Kirigiri or Mr. Naegi or something.
Oh yeah, that wasn't that. That's right, our last names. He called us all by our last names.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
Incident.
Indecent.
Indecent. Whoops.
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Ifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him.
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
No, hold on. There's one person it could apply to. And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit.
Why spit?
Come on, enough with your idiotic blather. Yasuhiro is a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I?
Yes.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine. Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up. My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it.
Oh, e-handbook.
Yep.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name...
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is. How many times do I have to tell you? My name is...
Chicka Chicka Slim Shady!
Celestia Ludenberg! God damn it! How long do you plan to go on pretending? I'm not pretending, it's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is, moron!
Yeah, we'll see about that. Why is it upside down?
Not a clue.
I was just glad I could actually read it.
Okay, that hitbox is bullshit.
Yeah, that's why you gotta clear it.
See better hitbox detection in Overwatch, for God's sake.
Just because you have to have at least like 2 tones for every character whenever their alternate emotion face.
Though to be fair, for a long time I felt like I was never gonna have to do that for Yasuhiro. He was always like, "Hey man, how's it going? Yeah, it's me. I'm stupid." And then all of a sudden he's like, "You tricked me!"
And then he also had robot face.
Though to be fair, I just put my hand in front of my mouth for that. I feel like besides Mondo, who's already dead, I haven't had to play anybody who has multiple emotions. Well, I guess
Really?
Hina, but I don't really change your voice much. That's it. The handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before. So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then, let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
It's a manga section. Yay.
Climax inference. The face on Hifumi right there, Jesus Christ.
Ugh.
Why is the poster there?
The creepy slasher smile is just kind of omnipresent in this.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah. Door wasn't open yet.
Well, hang on first. Let me look to see if there's something...
1 o'clock, there. And the picture, right? Or at the camera?
I feel like... Oh yeah, okay. And then there. This was Justice Hammer 4, okay.
No! My Super Saiyan power!
What was... Okay, he was originally hit by Justice Hammer 2, I believe.
What the hell is he doing?
I'm a ballerina!
With blood! Why is the... Yeah, that's right. Is he acting like a dog there? What the hell?
Yes, he is.
Did I do good?
Last one. Let's see if that's right. Hopefully it's right. Hope that's right. If it's not, then oh god.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder, and that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to...
face.
The killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as a prime suspect, so that when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
Whoa, his hair is actually limp. Look at that.
Next, Ifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment.
No, they call vigilance.
Oh yeah, he still has his white hair.
Yeah.
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes.
I still can't believe we accidentally called someone this.
So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds, that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that, but...
I feel like I should have gotten first.
While we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. Whee! He took a blood packet from the refrigerator at Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body
noticed he was missing from the lineup.
So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. Well, missing from the lineup is Kyoko.
Well,
or Celeste.
No,
Celeste is the gray one, though. I've known that since the start.
That's what I meant.
We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. He's dancing. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Why all the flowers?
Kiss.
I don't think we want to kiss her.
Nope.
She's gross.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Why so... Why is it so like that? With shoujo.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavily around my neck.
Then you admit it. You're the killer.
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor.
Private instructor?
I, Celestia Lundberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it. I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Then what was the last half of the case?
Interesting.
Oh no, a bee.
Wait, so where did the bee come in?
Probably the one where we were screwing up a bit. I still got A rank.
Give us that money.
98.
Okay, Monokuma, I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it? It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Everyone votes Yasuhiro anyway.
Which one? Ding, ding, ding.
Da 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 da! You're gonna die! Whoosh!